Hey, this word came up in my morning routine several times, and it just inspired me to share something different with you. Stick around.
This is the Franchise Pitfalls and Profit Show. Each week, we bring you the challenges and triumphs of being in the franchise development and consulting business. The things you need to make money faster. And now your host, one of the most successful franchise developers in North America, Don Shin.
Hey, those of you who know me know that I have a pretty deliberate and strong morning routine. I like to work on my what I call my temple, my body, and get energy, get the blood flowing, and get the energy going. So I have a morning workout routine. The other thing I do is for my mind and for my spiritual health. I do a deep dive into scripture and reading and prayer time. And this morning, what hit me was the word wisdom. It came up like five different times this morning. And so, hey, I thought, no coincidences. I think this is something I need to share. So we'll probably have a fairly short and concise podcast today. But I just felt inspired and moved to share with you about the word wisdom. Now, one thing that I've found is that, and I've fallen into this same situation myself, and that is that the word knowledge and the words knowledge and the word wisdom, they're often used interchangeably. And I thought to myself, well, are they the same? And what my research has uncovered is that they really are two distinct concepts and have really, they hold really very different meanings. And so I wanted to talk about that. I just wanted to share a little bit, something a little bit different than I might normally on my podcast. So let's talk about knowledge and let's talk about wisdom. Knowledge, I think, is often referred to, and really what knowledge is, it's the acquisition of information. It's simply knowing something. It's collecting, researching facts, and reality is all of us can become knowledgeable. A lot of our my podcasts and a lot of the things I have on my profile, a lot of the classes and master classes and free video and so forth that we share. That's all about sharing knowledge with you. So you can become a very knowledgeable person. There are people that are very, very knowledgeable by reading, by researching, by memorizing or collecting facts, by taking courses, by going to webinars and seminars, by going to conferences. Again, these are all ways in our professions in particular that, or in our personal development, in our leadership development, these are things that you can do to gain knowledge. Now, the difference though is that wisdom involves the application of the knowledge. And I think mixed in there is also your experience and your insights and your judgment and your ability to make good choices. So wisdom and knowledge should go hand in hand, but again, they really are different concepts. I've known a number of people that I think are very intelligent. They're very knowledgeable, but they weren't very wise. You've heard of street wise or street smart, or just in general, someone that's wise. I think these gray temples here are often an indicator, can be an indicator of wisdom. I feel like I bring to the marketplace and I bring to you a blend of knowledge and wisdom. I want you to become knowledgeable, but my company, Franchise Building Expert, also does a really good job at sharing our wisdom. Me in particular, sharing my wisdom when I create content, when I create programs that that I then pour into you. When I coach people, either in franchise development and franchising in general, on how to buy franchises, all of these things, I believe you're tapping not only into my knowledge, but you're tapping into my wisdom as well. And this has been fun for me at my latter stages of my career and developing new business here in the last 2 years or so. It's really been fun and enjoyable and fulfilling to have people not only want me to share my knowledge, but also to share my wisdom. The other thing, and I talked about my faith and my journey and my meditations and reading scripture and things like that as one of my morning disciplines. Some of you who follow me and listen to these podcasts are Christians. And, so I dug in just one final thought for those of you who are believers and are Christians. I dug in as to one final thought, and that is, what does God say about knowledge and wisdom? And quite frankly, whether you're a Christian or not, I always encourage people, read the book of Proverbs. It is an incredible amount of common sense, knowledge, and wisdom. But again, for the believer, for the Christian, it goes into, I think, it has a deeper meaning. But you, believer or not, Christian or not, you can get a lot out of the book of Proverbs, and to some extent, some of the books of Psalms. There's a lot of wisdom in there as well. So I think God's viewpoint of knowledge and wisdom is that knowledge comes from the experiences that He's allowed us to have, comes from the skills that He's given to us to use, and wisdom comes really from the accumulation of all of that, from an understanding perspective, and blending understanding, knowledge to create over time wisdom that He shares. So God provides knowledge and God provides understanding, but he works with us also as we mature as Christians and as we mature as people. He also weaves in there and blends in there wisdom. So again, knowledge and wisdom. Don't make the mistake of interchanging them. They really are two very distinct and different meanings and different words. Wisdom involving a heavy dose of perspective and the ability to make sound judgments, make good choices, while wisdom is primarily simply knowledge is primarily simply knowing. All of us can build knowledge, but not all of us are necessarily going to then become wise. Hope you've enjoyed this little bit of a twist on learning more about the differences between knowledge and wisdom. Apply it today in your life, apply it today in your business.